How's practice been going?
It's been great. You know, I think this is the ninth or 10th practice today, and it's just been a really good group, and that's what's been exciting. Is it? We thought probably in the summer we were looking at a team that was going to look one way in October, look a different way January, February, and I really honestly believe that with this team. The young guys are extremely talented, and I think as we get more practices, they get more experience. It's really going to help them. Now, obviously, with the schedule we got in November and December, they're going to get huge tests right away. But I really like the development. I like their demeanor. The foundation, obviously, laid last year has really helped the guys that were returning. Not just help them, but I think it's helped them help these new guys coming into a different situation. And right now, things are going as well as we could hope for right now.
Obviously, a pretty tight guard rotation this year. What do you see?
Yeah, you know, it's almost the opposite of a year ago. You know, when we got here, you know, I remember my first locker room talk when I met the guys. We had 7 guys on scholarship, and we were deep at guard, and we were probably 2 bodies short up front. You know, really only last year playing the Wares and Tony up front, we had to swing. Obviously, the way we played Kyle, we would swing Kyle a little bit, but we were very fragile up front. And now, a year later, you lose 3 guards to the first round, and the Wares. That's 5 of the 8 that you were playing last year, but it's almost flipped. Now we've got a little bit more depth, not all the depth we want up front, but we've got a little bit more frontline depth than we had a year ago. Not as much depth in the backcourt, and I think that's why so much is going to be on Isaac and Bryce and Norman. I think 3 good experience, even though Isaac hadn't played a lot. He's been in our program for a year now. A lot going to be put on them, but I think the development of Noah and the development of Juana has been really good. Really since spring moving forward, I've really liked their development. You're going to see them in the rotation, but obviously the depth in the backcourt isn't where we want it right now.
How do you see the point guard right now with Bryce and Isaac?
Well, they can both play it, you know, and I think eventually as we move along, Kavan will have the ability as we get deeper into the season, and we won't wait very long on that. As far as he's such a good rebounder, he can rebound and go. But we're very, very comfortable with Bryce and Isaac. These are 2 really good players. Bryce, obviously, an outstanding freshman season, proved himself as a point guard, and Isaac played point on our reserve team all last year going against the guys. So he's been able to do that all year as well, and they're both comfortable playing either or, and I think that's where they're going to complement each other. We've worked really all summer. Last year we mixed teams up a lot because we knew Kyle would play some point and some stretch 4, if that's what you want to call him, or a big guard. This year we've gone from day one pretty much the same teams, and that's really making sure Norman, Bryce, and Isaac are playing a lot of minutes together. And we did that really starting back in June and July. All 3 of these guys were on campus all summer, so they're getting more and more experience doing that because they're going to play a lot together.
You lose so much of the scoring in last
Right.
season. Is that just something that you see? Obviously, Norman kind of seems like the obvious guy, but who else?
Yeah, you know, Norman's I like his progression, and that's what you want to see, but his development has been incredible. Last year, a great junior year. This year, we're going to ask more of him. That doesn't mean you force things, and I think these guys know our program. It's about ball movement. It's about sharing. What's going to happen with Norman is minutes are going to go up. You know, it's a year where Norman's got to be 30 minutes plus, where last year he was probably 26, 27, 28 minutes. So now he's going to be 30 minutes plus. So his production has the ability to go up just because of minutes, but he's earned that. You know, the Adidas Nations this summer he was MVP at. He's had a great summer. He's worked really hard on his jump shot. I think he's the best driving guard in college basketball. I may be biased, but there's just not anybody I've seen drive the ball in the open court or at the half court like he does. And if the jump shot matches up to it, you have one of the best guards in the country. And I really think that's going to happen because Norman's had a really good summer. But as you mentioned, scoring, I think it'll be a lot of committee. I think Bryce and Isaac obviously have the ability to score. You're going to have to guard them because when you just look at pure shooting on our team, it probably starts with Bryce and Isaac. So you're going to have to guard the 2 of those. I think what will be a little bit different this year is that we've got go-to guys that are actually in the post other than guards. We posted guards a lot last year, but the additions of Welsh to Parker will really give us. Tony's had a very good summer. Thomas has been here all summer long. That gives us 2 legit guys to throw it to in the post. Then you swing guys like Wana and Caban, and Noah's had a very good summer. You know, Noah's production wasn't much last year, not his fault. He was in our rotation, messed up his face, and that put him out for a while, but Noah's somebody that can score the ball as well. So you're going to have some new guys come to the forefront, and then guys that were here last year are going to be asked to do a little bit more. And that's what should happen as guys go from one year to the next.
You're throwing these guys into the fire against a pretty tough non-conference schedule. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Well, I don't know yet. I'll tell you after the outcomes, I guess. No, it's just that's what we want to do. We want to play, and if there's something out there called a Champions Classic, UCLA should be in it. We've got the most championships in college basketball, so we should be in it. So being in a tournament or a classic with the likes of North Carolina and Kentucky and now Ohio State, that's who classics we should be in with. We've got a new home and home with Gonzaga, which I think will be a great home and home series. You play in the Bahamas, where we could play 3 ranked opponents in our 3 games in the Bahamas. We play at Alabama, which is not going to be an easy game. You look at that trip of going Kentucky, or really Gonzaga at home, Kentucky, at Alabama, and then you're at Utah and at Colorado. That's a stretch. So we've got a lot of games that got to prepare us for that stretch, and those first 4 home games are going to be pivotal because 3 of those 4 home games have an awful lot of starters and a lot of scoring backs, so we're going to get tested very early.
When you came in, you talked about recruiting the players that were here. How different is it for you and your staff now?
Well, we were able to lay that foundation because those 5 individuals had an awful lot to do. 3 of them we got 5 of them in NBA camps right now, so that doesn't happen very often where you lose 5 guys and they're in NBA camps and trying to make rosters, and obviously we think some of them are going to be locks for roster spots, but those were 5 really talented people, but really had a very good basketball IQ of how to do things, and they bought in right away. And what's helped is those guys that were remaining, Tony, Bryce, you throw Isaac, who was out, and Norman. Those 4 guys were here last year, and they got to see that. And now they've brought in that kind of respect and that foundation, and they're passing it on to this very talented freshman group. So you hope all that blends well.
How surprised were you when you heard about the Jonah's ineligibility, and how did that go?
Well, Jonah, we knew. You know, we're getting somebody there that's 6'10", really skilled, can play multiple positions, and you can't pass on anybody like that, not to mention that he's a terrific individual. So we knew that, you know, it has nothing to do academically, it's his clock. His international clock was what was the thing that got messed up, and we were hoping that we, you know, had an outside chance to win that waiver. We didn't win that waiver, but we knew it was probably 50-50 whether he would be ready to go this year or not. But he'll hopefully starting in December, he'll get a practice with the guys, and he'll get what Isaac got last year. And I think what you'll see in Isaac this year is the benefits of having a year where you sit out and learn, get stronger, get quicker, all those things, and that'll happen with Jonah. So we don't get him this year, but that's going to be a tremendous addition next year.
You almost never see that happen in college basketball, where a talented player like that, kind of red shirts, I guess, in a way. With Isaac, what have you seen different in this year than maybe you?
Well, what I've liked about Isaac, one, he's a terrific person. And from day one last year, he played like he was playing in games. He didn't take any practices off. The only times he was out of practice when he had an academic situation with class or test or something he had to get to. Every practice, he busted his tail. I can remember him grabbing Coach Schilling after every single practice that he went through. Then he'd work another half hour with Coach Schilling. And that told us right away what kind of individual we were getting and how that kid was really driven. And Isaac's a very driven individual, and he fit in last year, but you watch his practice, he fits into what we're doing right from the beginning. He's a terrific player.
With the guard rotation being what it is without Kyle, do you think you guys will be able to push the ball as much as you?
Well, I hope so, because that's the foundation we wanted to lay. And if you look at last year, what Zach and Bryce did off the bench, that's who Bryce is. Bryce likes to push the ball, so we want Bryce doing that. We want Isaac. Isaac's a player that does the same thing. He can push the ball. Kevon gets rebounds. You know, he's going to be able to get it and go. There is no outlet. So we were very efficient offensively. There's no question, and we played at a very high level of tempo. I hope we can continue to play at that tempo because I like who we got running. Bell, that's his strength, is he runs the floor better than anybody. So there's some guys that we want to probably be different lineups and different groups that we have that are going to run better than others. The argument would be when we came to our bench last year, we ran better. I don't know if we were more efficient offense, defense, whatever, but when we went to the bench, we got quicker. This year, it may not be go to the bench and get quicker, or it may be that way. We got to wait and see how that factors in with practices and stuff. But I do think the athleticism and what we've seen so far has been good. Now we're on a short court right now, so we look real fast. So we're hoping to get back into Pauley soon to be able to take advantage of the long court again.
What's the greatest challenge with that, with the flooding and the replacement of the court?
Well, I'll tell you what, the university and the people working within the university have been tremendous since that happened, because I was on vacation at the time and I got all the pictures, but you're looking at Pauley basically having as much wood as we have here in the men's gym and it being almost calf deep. And that's all through. You don't see what the locker room was ruined, the training room was ruined, our weight room was ruined. So we've been able to make a lot of changes, for one. Rules changed August 1 as far as what we can provide for the student athlete now. So we've had to make some changes in the infrastructure, which is really going to help. Like you'll see the media room now is our weight room / media room. We're now having our old weight room will be our nutrition room. We were able to make some changes to our training room that, had the flood not happened, probably wouldn't have happened. So we've really turned a negative into a positive, and the people here have worked morning, noon. They're in 6 in the morning, working till 6 at night, trying to get us back in there. And hopefully by this time next week, or maybe late next week, we'll be back in Pauley. But everybody's really been accommodating, trying to get us back in there. Thomas has been terrific. I've said it long. You get 13 of individuals like that. He's just a tremendous person, great work ethic. Comes up to you every practice and thanks you for just coaching him for 2 hours. And the thing I've learned with Thomas, I've got to be on my toes, because after every practice, he asks me personally, what do I need to work on? And you got to be ready to give him an answer. So I'm always prepared. When we shoot free throws now at the end of practice, I'm not just messing around with the coaches. I'm collecting my thoughts of what am I going to tell Thomas, because in the next 5 minutes, he's coming up to me. And that's the kind of player you want, somebody that's just a sponge trying to get better. And at 7 foot, that's a pretty good sponge to have. And but he's been terrific. He's running the floor well. He's working very hard. I think it helps him and Tony. You know, Tony last year didn't have a true center. He was having to guard out on the floor, because when he's guarding either one of the Wares, they're picking and popping and playing on the floor. Now Tony and Thomas are their natural centers, and they're getting to go against each other every day, and I think they're getting better because of it.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to come out and lead this team the best way I can possible. I know that my role has increased a lot with the guys that have left to the NBA and graduating. We're twins, but I'm just really excited to step in and show what I can do. It's a really great season for me to showcase my ability as a leader, as a scorer, as a defensive player, as a playmaker, and everything like that, because that's what this team's going to need out of me.
Yeah, how are you going to replace? You got 5 guys in NBA camps. How do you replace that much talent?
With the guys coming in, you know, there's a lot is going to be expected of the freshmen, and I feel like they're doing a great job in learning the offense, learning what coach wants, learning the system. They're really hungry and eager. The great thing about them is that they're all about the team mindset, and they're buying in. You know, just learning how to play at the college level, and the little details like that they're picking up. And it's going to take a whole team effort. Me at the front, me and Bryce at the front, leading the team with our experience and what coach is asking us to do. And it's going to be a whole team process that we're excited to take part in this season.
Thanks, Norman. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year, I'd say we were kind of a veteran group, even though, you know, 2 of our best players were Kyle and Jordan being only sophomores. They played like veterans, you know. I mean, they're first-round picks. Zach's a first-round pick. So we were a really smart team last year. I think we're still going to be a smart team, but we're a little deeper inside this year and not quite as deep at the guard position. So we'll switch up the way we play a little bit, but we're still going to be up-tempo team, and I think we might even be a little bit better defensively this year. well, it's good to have the recruiting class that we had to come in. So that'll help with taking the spots of the 3 guys we lost, plus the Ware twins, and everybody else just got to step up. You know, we're all a year older now. We've all had 1 year under our belt, and we just got to step up and have our intensity go up a little bit.
How much have you seen that year that Isaac had to sit out, kind of change his game and how he is on the court?
Yeah, you know, I think it's unfortunate that he couldn't play last year, but in a way it might have helped him a little bit. You know, he got an entire year to just straight work on his game, and that's it. And so I think he's going to come, and I think he's going to be ready to play right away. And I mean, he's a McDonald's All-American. He's a big-time player, and he's going to show that right away. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. We have Noah, and we got a lot of guys that can come in and play, and we can have a lot of different lineups. We can play big and have, you know, Wana. People forget that we have Wana, and Wana can come in and play the 4 and Looney at the 3 and give some of us guards a break. So there's a lot of different lineups that we can put out there and give each other some breaks.
It's been going real good. I think we're getting better. Starting to learn the plays a lot more and get used to my teammates a lot better.
So what? I know you're coming in primarily as a 4, but what are you doing? Are you playing any 3 at this point?
I would think I came in. I played both in high school. Right now I'm playing a lot of 4 right now because we got 3 great guards. So I'm playing a lot of 4 spot. But his offense is really interchangeable.
I know Coach Alford just said that you kind of are getting the freedom when you get a defensive rebound to push it up the court on your own. Is that something you're comfortable doing?
Yes. I did that my whole life, so it's a little harder because it's college, but I still feel comfortable doing it still. Any questions?
Obviously, the scoring right on this team with Kyle and Jordan all being gone.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the role you see yourself playing?
I'm gonna score a little bit. We got a great scorer. We got Isaac. He can score the ball. Norm's got a lot better. He's gonna score a lot of points. I think I can score. I think I help in that asset too.
How disappointed are you guys that you're not going to get a chance to play with Jonah this year?
Very disappointed. Jonah's a great friend, great player, great teammate. He brings a lot of versatility to the court, a lot of defense and shooting. It'll be a big loss, but I think we can be able to recover off of it.
Especially, you know, when we played Oregon, when both those guys sat out, I thought, you know, I could really help the team at that time, but, you know, unfortunately it didn't happen. But, you know, now I get the opportunity this year, so I'm happy.
I know you kind of have the reputation coming in as a shoot first, score first kind of guard.
Right.
Do you feel like you maybe had to shed that a little bit in this offense just because you and Bryce are kind of sharing that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I came in as a scoring guard, as people like you said. But I look at myself as just a basketball player, like I said before. You know, just making plays. Whatever it takes to win, that's what I'm gonna do. So, you know, whatever Coach Alford wants me to do, that's what I'm gonna take on and you know, be prepared for the season.
How have you seen your body change since
Right.
you've seen your eyes?
Right. With Coach West, you know, strength and conditioning coach, that whole year, I used to, you know, guys used to go 3 times a week. I used to go 4 to 5. You know, getting stronger, faster, quicker, and just getting adjusted and ready for college. So, you know, I think that whole year was beneficial for the up and coming. With shoes, they say I measure like 6'5", but I'm still fighting. I'm probably like 6'4.5", I think. But yeah.
How do you feel like you and Bryce play off of each other? I know you've gotten a lot of chances to do that even since last year.
Right. Basically, I think we do well. Great combo. You know, play a lot of pickups with them this summer. You know, just initiating that you know, on and off the ball type of the field. I think we're gonna do well this year. You know, it's me and him. You know, and continue to just get better. You know, as a team. You know, we're a young team, kind of inexperienced, but just to say, just getting better each and every day, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
How do you feel like you're different than Bryce in terms of being a guard?
Nothing really. I mean, we're both kind of like scoring guards. You know, both guards. Nothing really too different. Yeah, it's kind of the same.